Now let's send it to Doris on the sideline. They've shown a clear advantage in that area. That's not the most efficient shot, but you can't argue with the results that we're seeing. They're doing a nice job knocking them down. Now, here is Young. A lot of room, and they get it back. Kings have gone 7 distance on the field here in the third quarter. So let's finish it to Evans. Hayes, the basket good off the assist from Evans. Hayes has got 8 points. And here are the Trailblazers. They're on a 12-4 run. Young pass to Diggs in the score. No mistakes on the lane. And the Trailblazers lead by 20. Defensively, you want to keep the ball as far away from the hoop as possible. Yeah, because he's too good inside, Steve. I mean, he'll make you pay every time in there. Here's Outlaw. This is a duet. There's going to be 2 free throws. Through contact on the shot. Tyree. That last season was a better year for Tyree Evans. He's bounced around a little bit position-wise. But he became better defensively and did a nice job for Sacramento creating shots for other people. For Tyree Evans, regarding his work, it asked to help with a great veteran, I would think, and a defender like Chuck Hayes walking on the season. Yeah, we all need mentors, and in basketball, you need veteran guys that show you how to get things done in both ends of the floor. If you're a young developing player, Chuck Hayes is a terrific example for a guy like Tyree Evans to follow. Now, they may have to climb on his back to get back into this game. Here's Young. Offline with his 3. He's really slowed down a bit here in the second half. He hasn't converted a 3 yet after the tremendous first half he had. Hayes kicks to Brooks. Burdett lets it go from deep. Kept the line. Here's Hayes. And goaltending is going to be the call. So they hit the basket there anyway. He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes. DeMarcus Cousins. He's checked in for Travis Outlaw. Lillard dishes to Young. Aldridge up on top. Back to Young. The pass to Higgins. Off on the lane. The Kings trail by 17. Burdett with it. And Young picks him up defensively. On the line. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. You look back at the footage of Jimmerly playing at BYU and shoot 3 from 6, 7, 300 3-point line. So it's all about the shooting range and the offensive repertoire for Burdett. He's got a lot of potential. Well, there aren't a whole lot of places where Jimmer isn't willing to pull up from. That trigger is quick to pull. If he gets in the zone, he'll pull up from a few feet beyond the arc. I'm telling you what, it's fun. Yeah, that one's good. 6 points for Lillard. You know, Kevin, they were a step late on their defensive rotation. That helped them get right to the rim. And the Kings making a change here. Thornton's checked in. Well, when the Blazers for many years wasn't people worried about the rushing attack. But because of the new CBA, there's a much stricter rule on the luxury tax, and it looks to me like the Blazers will have to make some adjustments. Young with the ball. Evans picks him up. Young's shot is off. The Kings trail by 18. Here's Thornton. That's good. Thornton's got 8 points. Yeah, the CBA, as you brought up, Steve, trying to limit the spending of teams that have big money. It might take a while for them to get used to this new rule and abide by it. Yeah, well, on more than one occasion, Kevin, they were able to just buy up things, take on contracts in an effort to try to quickly improve their team, but I think those days Tigers ended up in the back of the pack for the playoffs last year, but for a while they were right there in the mix. Ultimately, they decided to make some changes and try for this year, but not being able to win consistently on the road really played them in a year ago. Lillard pitches the young. Astral. Stuffs it through. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by.
Double figures in assists for you with 13. Any perspective on how you led the way with your assists?
Yeah, I was just playing within myself and following the flow of the offense. I know that my guys would be running their behinds off trying to get open, and it's my job to keep my head up and hit them when they get some space. So really, all the credit should go to them for how tirelessly they worked to create the chances that they did. For me, it was just more of holding on to the ball long enough for them to do their thing.